Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Kumquat Manifold Podcast.
You can't say that.
I can't.
We already used that last episode.
No?
Kumquat. I said I'm a kumquat.
I'm a kumquat, though.
I come a lot.
No, you don't. This is your first time here.
You're right. Hi, everybody.
Oh, guys.
Yeah, we need
Okay.
to mention this.
So we've got like less than 50 plays on the podcast right now, but we scored an awesome guest tonight.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm surprised that we got him in the first place. Our budget is completely out. We have a celebrity on for the first time. Everyone, give it up for Joe Rogan.
Hold on.
We found this bald guy in the streets.
He looks just like Joe Rogan.
He sounded like him too. I'm actually pretty sure. Like, we don't have DNA testing or anything. We already spent all the budget on him for that. But if we did have the money still, we would actually check and see if he's Joe Rogan. But, like, I'm pretty sure he is.
Alright, so here's the thing about DMT.
Jeez. Guys, I think we actually got the real Joe.
We are going to get 8,000
Hey,
plays.
do you think since switching to elk meat, your MMA commentary has gotten better?
I don't know about that, but my average dick size every day has increased exponentially.
Cool. Does that have anything to do with the ice bath?
No, but probably the tool that I got on Amazon for cheap.
Did you learn how to speak to aliens recently?
Wait, is that a thing?
I think.
How much weed
No
did you
fucking
smoke
way.
before you introduced the hat into your wardrobe?
This is getting uncomfortable. I don't know
I
about
think we need to slow down.
Right.
We're overwhelming Joe
This is
Rogan.
getting awfully
We're
personal.
overwhelming Joe Rogan.
So, Joe Rogan, where did it all start?
I have nothing prepared for that.
Okay,
Okay, Joe Rogan, I know we don't have a script up right next to the camera this time, but trust me, I
Sure.
swear it'll work
You
out.
said there was going to be cue cards. What happened to that?
I got hungry.
Oh.
I eated them all. Oopsies.
who was that
You ate
lady you
paper?
had on a
Record
leash
it?
earlier?
Wasn't her name Jamie?
Jamie.
Jamie, pull that up.
Jamie, pull
pull-
up the image
pull
of
that.
you on a leash.
Jamie, pull,
the dirty
Jamie,
looks
pull
are
up the elk meat.
pull up the elk meat. Jamie, pull up the dick pics that we took last.
Unfortunately, we don't have any DMT or elk meat for you tonight, Joe. We just have you on to talk about some simple subjects. I know it's not what you're used to, but hey, you know, you got paid, so no bitching.
That's it. Wait, I'm getting paid.
Oh shit, that was the wrong routing number. Okay, guys, so we are broke. We are going to start a Patreon. I'm not promising anything here, by the way. Legally, I'm saying we're not promising anything, but we're going to start a Patreon.
For legal reasons, this isn't actually Joe Rogan.
For legal reasons, this is not Joe Rogan, but to everyone else that isn't a lawyer, this is actually the guy. I'm not even kidding.
He looks just like him.
I swear on me mum, on me dad, on me balls, and me dick.
You look much taller on Spotify, by the way.
Oh yeah, I get that all the time.
That's his canon height. This is like a non-canon episode.
Yeah, I lie about my height a lot.
You clearly have been cutting back on the elk meat. That's what happened to your height.
No, I'm actually 5'2".
Canonically, statistically speaking.
Statistically speaking.
Okay, so
Oh,
Joe
man.
Rogan.
Oh yeah.
We're only 4 minutes in. Let's move on. What's the best energy drink?
Oh, best energy drink. Personally, I don't know. I see.
As you
I'm a
spin
big
that
proponent.
monster, that Java monster around.
I see. I do
Looking
love
at
me
it.
some
Okay,
Java
guys,
monsters.
we have to qualify this. We can't factor coffee into this conversation. Canned coffee, Starbucks, Black Rifle, whatever, Java Monster, whatever your poison, we can't factor it. Straight up energy
It's just
drink.
an unfair advantage.
It is,
honestly.
because coffee's just better.
Change my mind.
Damn. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to go with C4 then.
C4?
Personally, yeah. I don't know. I like me some Red Bull too.
A lot of people like Red Line. How do you feel about that? Is that too close to hardcore drugs for you?
I'm going to be
Red
complete.
wine.
Yeah, there's an energy drink called Redline. I see it at like the gas station and exactly nowhere else, and it legitimately looks so dangerous that like I feel like if I drank it, I'd like end up on DMT.
I split one in high school, and we stayed up for 48 hours.
Holy
they're like
shit.
thick, syrupy things that taste god-awful. They're like barely carbonated.
Would you
and
call
I'm
them-
pretty sure they're not legal.
Would you call them jumbo-size 5-hour energies?
Oh my
I would, in
God.
fact, yeah.
Okay, so they're just big 5-hour energies.
That sounds terrifying.
Okay, let's see. Let's think about this. So where do red lines go? You're the only one that sounds like that has had an experience with them.
How are we basing the rating
ranking
system? Yeah.
Okay, so
What makes it the best?
well, are we talking about flavor or effectiveness? Because if we're talking about effectiveness,
Well,
Red
the
Line and Red
line's
Bull,
like S
like
tier.
S
Yeah.
tier, yeah,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
on top.
I think you need to factor
5-star.
I think you need to factor both in equally because do you want to drink something that tastes like shit?
Maybe.
And, makes you. I think that's.
If I need something to stay up for 48 hours,
I
then,
don't care what it tastes
exactly.
like. Fucking, I'll inject it if I have to.
This rating system is skewed. Okay, here let's not do the tier list thing. Let's just say if they're good or bad. Okay. C4s. I've never had a C4.
C4. I think it's good for sure. Like it's at least like a 7 or 8 for me.
Mid, honestly.
Yeah.
The zero sugar thing gets me because anything that tastes like it has artificial, like it gets that like weird like bitter aftertaste.
Oh, so
I
you don't
totally
want to be a
get that.
robot? Is that what it is?
That's
You
right.
don't want to let the chemicals and the nanites get in your body and turn you into a freaky cyborg alien.
That's exactly right. That's
some
why
of
I
us
wear
know
this
about
hat.
this shit.
Well, someone who's I'm Joe Rogan, so I'm so health conscious. I gotta watch my calories. So those are great.
Only
for-
calories come from
fake
elk
sugar.
meat and dogs.
You know, fake sugar makes you crave sugar, right? So, like, if you drink a lot of, like, diet drinks, you're going to want to eat more sugar because your brain is like, hey, we just, like, had something so sweet. Where did all the sweetness go? Why can't I consume the sweetness?
Bro, they should make artificial dick so that it creates natural dick.
Oh my god.
Holy shit. Jamie, pull that up. Jamie, pull up the natural dick.
that has never been my experience with that. It's always like hit the spot, or at least I've gotten so used to it, it doesn't really matter anymore.
I mean, it's possible there's a tolerance for it. I remember I read a paper on it, like, forever ago.
The same. I've started drinking like Coke Zero, and that honestly hits the same spot as regular Coke for me now.
I mean, okay, actually, while we're on the topic, Coke Zero or Diet?
Oh,
Coke
Coke
Zero.
Zero. That's
This
not
isn't
even
a discussion
question.
point.
No.
A lot
There's
of people
No.
like Diet Coke
No,
better
Diet
because
Coke
it doesn't
is-
taste.
It's disgusting.
You know all the
agree.
people that drink Diet Coke, they were born long before the zero sugar.
Yeah, they got like
came around. They look at that shit and they're like, holy shit,
No,
that's
they
like
got
a new
like
computer. How do I turn this thing on?
No, I don't trust people who drink Diet Coke. I would imagine like there's
Dude,
some
again,
they got a
the
birth
nanites
defect.
and the
They got like a
cyborg
third
aliens.
nipple they're working with or something.
They're sus.
Turns
Yeah,
out the
they
more
got, like,
Diet
an extra
Coke you
chromosome
drink,
they're
you
working
turn
They're
into,
those
a
people
wither
that like
skeleton.
they like actually eat at Burger King like regularly. They go out of their way to find Burger King.
Yeah.
Burger King's like the dive place that you go to when nothing else is available. It's like the last resort.
Their
Yeah.
favorite places to eat are Burger King, Waffle House, and Denny's.
Yeah.
Okay,
Burger King.
hold
Well,
up.
Thanks for coming to Burger
Hold the
King.
phone,
We won't tell
Denny's.
anybody you came here.
Oh shit, I don't want to get too far off topic. I'd love to talk about
Damn.
Denny's and how much of a
Denny's.
wasteland it is, but we
I
still need to talk about energy drinks.
one of my favorite hardcore shows I've ever seen was at a Denny's.
So energy drinks.
It's okay. We'll get to that bit when we get into that part of the schedule. Energy drinks. What about monsters? Not Java monsters. Java monsters are great, but
I like the regular, your basic bitch monster.
Yeah, base flavor monster is actually really good.
base flavor monster mid as hell. A lot of the ultra flavor ones though are really good.
I like the juices.
The juices are solidly all right. What do you think of the ultra flavors?
I haven't tried them
You
personally.
haven't tried them?
No, I
Let me
haven't.
just tell you right now. The ultra red and the ultra black are by far the best.
Really?
They are so goddamn good. Like the cherry one and the strawberry ones are so potent and so awesome tasting.
I feel like this is going to be a lot of John and me agreeing because I actually also really like the juices, like the mango and the Aussie
yeah.
lemonade. They're just the
Also feel like my
Yeah,
opinion.
the Aussie lemonade is really good.
My opinion isn't very valid anymore because I don't drink energy drinks like I used to because I get kidney stones really easily, for anyone that doesn't know. So I
like-
kind of have to watch how much I drink, and I
like-
just don't get the opportunity to be like, well, this one's better than this one, you know,
fair.
because then I just go to the ER again.
Oof,
and
that
die.
sounds awful. That's like peeing on expert mode.
Bro,
Kidney stones
dude,
is
it is,
being on
dude, it
expert.
is nightmare
Yeah.
plus.
Oh,
It's so bad, bro.
the gore settings are set to max.
Yeah.
I
Fucking
I
Doom
would go in
music
detail.
starts playing.
I know-
Doom.
I know our
Doom.
podcast is rated explicit, but trust me, I'm not gonna. You guys aren't gonna want to hear what happens when you get kidney stones.
Ooh, no,
It's so bad.
I wouldn't want
Let's
to hear
segue
that.
from kidney stones into something that'll give you kidney stones. What wins the budget category?
The budget category.
Yeah,
budget
personally, I
category.
really like
Rip
these
Its.
off-band, like, intense things that you can get at, like, Dollar Generals and, like, discount grocery stores.
We should also just acknowledge never drink these. They are filled with nanites. And
Maybe
you'll, like,
not
die.
nanites.
What are we talking about?
Energy drinks.
Okay.
Don't worry, we haven't jumped
How do
subjects
you
yet.
guys feel about Celsius?
Celsius? I prefer Fahrenheit, but
Are they the ones in the like hipster
the white
cans?
ones. Yeah, the little white
The hipster
cans.
can things?
I drank them for the longest time while I was like losing weight.
aren't
Holy
those things
shit.
like
Everything they were-
sparkling water?
Basically.
Cringe.
But they don't taste like sparkling water. They,
mean,
they taste like an energy
Tastes
drink.
like dog shit.
They do not taste like dog. Well, some of them taste like dog.
I've gotten multiple opinions from people at work. They taste like dog shit.
That's because their
They're
taste buds
they're
are
cringe. Is that what it is, Joe Rogan? Huh?
no.
they
They're
just don't understand.
they've been corrupted.
They just don't understand. You see, they're not on my
No.
level. If they just had a bit more DMT,
No.
they'd like ascend to like my plane of
Look,
existence.
we're
you know?
talking about a demographic who has been drinking Burger King. Like
Okay, you could honestly just stop at Burger King
Yeah.
and like I'll believe you.
They've been drinking Burger King.
they've been drinking Burger
Any
King.
fluid that comes out of that place is like toxic.
Yeah, they've just been licking the windows at Burger King.
Just can't have enough, huh?
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about the opiate crisis and like the fentanyl crisis. Hell no.
Burger
that
King
shit
liquid.
does
Licking.
not compare to the Burger King crisis.
I would imagine there's some kind of high that comes with just licking a really dirty surface, just seeing what happens.
So I've actually had this discussion before, and I'd like to break down the mathematics sometimes.
Fucking course you have.
But like
Statistically speaking.
Statistically speaking.
dollar bills,
Uh-huh.
there's a trace amount of cocaine on them, like on average. So there's a number of dollar bills you can lick to get high on cocaine.
Yeah, but you could also get like
What?
The thing
cholera
is-
because they have poopy on them.
Exactly.
Ugh.
The thing is,
So
I'm
you're
pretty
flipping a
sure.
coin.
I'm pretty sure you're going to be more likely to get like diseases than you are high, and it's definitely not worth the trade-off because you'll get like cholera or herpes or whatnot because there's also semen on.
I see this as a win-win. Like
I was
I
about to-
basically just had sex with that person.
Right.
I just ate their cum.
That...
Okay, so budget energy drinks.
Rip
Let's. So everyone's probably heard of like Venom and Rip It. Like
Venom and Rip Its, they're both.
I've heard of Venom. What's Rip It?
Rip Its are like
they're
So a
bulk
frog energy
leftovers from the military. They're like dollar can energy drinks.
not
Just like
anymore.
Venom.
Fucking
Oh,
cost
yeah,
of
they're-
living's
they're
gone. They're
above
$1.25.
Damn.
I'm gonna rip consumer flesh off. Just
I don't know. Has 25 cents ever been like the deal breaker?
Yes.
point
Yes.
for- Really?
brother, you cannot go to McDonald's and buy anything for $1. The fucking sodas are more than $1 now, my boy.
Actually,
You know
I
how much
think
it-
it's $2.16 for a large drink.
No,
After tax.
after tax, I think it's like $1.36. At least in our location.
Oh, really?
Don't want to dox us or anything.
We're not doxing ourselves, but it's like 136, 137 after tax,
Near
which is sad.
redacted area. It's like $1.26 after tax.
Damn.
So between Rip Its and Venom, which one's the better one?
I gotta give it to Rip Its, but only if you pick a good Rip It. Like the bad Rip Its are awful.
They
Like
actually taste like gasoline.
the
I'm not even joking.
the grape
The
Rip
grape
Its,
one, you might as
ugh.
well. That's the shit they use to like turn people into liches.
I'm pretty
That's
sure
that's the death brew
I'm
that turns
pretty
people
sure
into evil necromancers.
they
Damn.
flavor the like grape medicine you can get with grape flavored Rip Its.
Oh, that's disgusting.
It's so bad. But
That's
hear me
so
out.
bad.
Best flavors. The cherry limeade one
Oh.
and the orange sherbet one is the king without question.
Not quite.
I'm going to
you
rip
missed
your
the
flesh
citrus
off.
one.
Oh, well, have we? What is? What?
What?
Too much DMT.
Sorry, Joe Rogan's had too much DMT today.
No, what's the what is the energy drink It has like a Trojan guy on it.
A Trojan guy on it. Those are condoms, buddy.
Wait, you drink those?
I guess I've been using these wrong. No, do you guys know
This is a
rain?
Rain. Oh,
Have you
shit,
guys tried rain?
What did Crown do on it?
I actually don't hate rain, but again, it's the zero sugar that kills it for me.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. But have you tried? They have a dreamsicle one that is just delicious.
The dreamsicle one, and I think it's like the bomb pop one.
Yeah, they also white.
Those ones are pretty
really
good.
Oh,
those ones are good.
Oh, they have a I can't think of it. They have a flavor that's really good.
That's okay. We all get dementia from time to time.
Yeah,
Too much DMT.
It's the DMT and Elknate, probably.
We've got exactly 2 more DMT jokes, and then it's gonna get obnoxious. So
Then
we gotta
we'll bring
go
up
back
the
to
weed.
It's not obnoxious yet.
Okay, this time it's the weed. I swear.
Yeah.
Do you think we've rated all the energy drinks we would consume?
I feel like someone is going to yell at us if we don't bring up. Is it Ghost?
Yeah, there's
Oh,
Ghost. It's either like the
Ghost. Yeah,
Swedish
yeah.
fish ones.
The ones that basically like the Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah,
and, like,
the
all of that.
candy-based
Yeah, the
ones.
candy-based ones. Yeah, I haven't had too many, so I couldn't really tell.
They
you.
look really tantalizing, but I've only realized them after my change to not drink energy drinks. So it's like, I want to try one, but it's like, ooh, do I want to die today? Like, is this a good trade-off? And my mind usually tells me no.
No, I think I've tried them, but I have no recollection of ever trying them. So, which tells me that they're very.
I'm gonna say they need.
very cringe. They're very mid.
I'm gonna say they need to have like a stronger flavor because
Yeah.
I
No,
remember drinking them and being like, "This is like."
Their flavor, they're like very like
It's like,
I guess I
there's
drank something.
Something
Yeah,
missing.
exactly.
Yeah,
There's a liquid in my mouth.
yeah, exactly.
Well,
Like,
it's not
I'm
quite
not
like-
thirsty any. Well, no, that's
It's not
usually.
quite like those like flavored sparkling waters where someone thought about like raspberries in the next room.
It's in the wall.
Yeah. It's at least closer than that.
This isn't a hint. This is a clue.
Play our special game.
What do you guys think about the canned G Fuel?
Ooh,
I've never had that.
yes,
Tho-
no,
those
it's
are
really
really
good.
good.
Okay, so not only G Fuel, there's
You guys
this.
are fucking weird.
It's called
Neuralink.
Gamer
Gamer.
something.
It's like
Game or
G Fuel,
something.
Gamer Fuel.
No, it's a powder. It's a powder and everything.
Yeah,
that you put into your water and everything.
that's
That's
also
called
G Fuel.
G Fuel.
No, but it's not G Fuel. It is a different thing. It's called
Joe Rogan out here drinking off-brand G Fuel. What the
It
hell?
has so the container that our buddy from work was able quotations.
Bro
is able-
is drinking Q gasoline. What the hell, boy?
F accelerant.
No, it's a. Would it be funny to just have like a?
We should make our own energy drink.
I
Fuck,
mean,
it'd be easy. Just like
yeah,
shove
just-
drain cleaner in like a can and call it a day, boys.
Yeah, name it after like a different like government thing. Like have a QAnon flavor. And, like,
We call this one fastest fentanyl.
Actually, do you think that
January
would take off?
sick.
Do you guys think that would take off, like a politically themed like energy drink?
If you made it funny enough, maybe.
You made it funny enough.
Yeah.
Which side of the political aisle do you have to like shoot
Yeah,
for?
you
to
would
get
shit,
try to
we're
be a
getting-
little bit. Yeah.
Hold up, we're
Wait.
getting political now.
I
We
would
can't
say
do that
try
on
to be
this
as
podcast.
centrist as you can. That way you
Right.
can, you know.
I guess we
market
have
to
Joe
both
Rogan on.
sides.
That's
Okay, so
Right.
you
Me
make
being
fun of
Joe-
everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, try to be down the middle. With
Uh,
it. There's enough on both sides to make fun of. So
Personally, I'm excited for Biden blend coffee to come
Biden
out. That
blend.
shit's gonna be strong.
oh, you mean Sleepy Joe?
Yeah.
Sleepy Joe. Oh my god, it has Benadryl in it.
Oh,
You drinking, you just honk me.
the
Honk
night
me.
quill combo.
Unwoke decaf.
What's the Trump one?
Kofefi.
No,
Kofefi.
no, that's the Java Monster one.
Doesn't that actually exist? I'm pretty sure
Probably.
Kofefi's a real thing.
I'm sure someone's
That's
okay.
sad.
It is.
Kofefi.
We live in a very sad world.
Yeah.
All right, this bit's gone on for a minute.
Speaking
true.
of sad worlds,
sad worlds,
we all
what's
have a
this-
work week.
We have a work week. We're all, to some extent, probably sad about certain parts of it. But what's the worst part of it? What's the worst day of the week?
So I was actually thinking about this at work, and okay, so some background to the people at home. We had this conversation a little bit to sort of test the waters, see where we were going, and we came to the consensus that everyone's favorite workday is Friday.
Exactly, yeah.
Except for evil people.
Actually, no. I'm pretty sure that there are a non-zero number of people that really hate Fridays. Let me justify.
Joe Rogan, you should consider eating those people. Because that means you would get more protein intake and you'd be able to speak with the aliens more clearly.
Let me justify. In grade school, I knew some kids who basically lived off of the school lunches. And they really hated the weekends because they'd be, like, starving for them, essentially.
Oh, well, this got
Now it's sad.
Hold on. So if your home life is, like, abusive and shitty...
Then, yeah, Friday's not
Exactly.
the worst.
Friday is absolutely the worst if whatever you're doing at work is better than what you're doing at home.
That's
Understandable.
That's
I
fair,
guess.
but I suppose they're probably not living at home if they have a work week, maybe.
Well, I mean, they're...
Personally. Oh, they could
abusive
be. Yeah.
relationships exist.
That's
Plus,
true,
a lot of
yeah.
people just don't, like, cope with isolation very well. And we're becoming a more, like, isolated society on a
That's
whole.
true. I think if we're, like, taking a consensus, though, it's obviously going to be Friday for, like, the best.
The
Fridays-
majority of
I
people,
suppose.
I think we can
Well-
agree, like Fridays over all the other days.
I think
Right.
I think if we're going by the majority, Friday is the best work week day, but it
Yeah.
goes Saturday, Sunday, Friday.
Well, of
Oh,
course.
of course, yeah.
I
yeah.
think we could just agree people rate
Just-
Saturday, then
yeah.
Sunday, then Friday.
Your weekends will
Unless
always
you're
be the
Christian,
best.
then Sunday's
Right.
at the top.
I don't know about that.
I'm a Christian. I mean,
Okay, like,
Well, do you
I
value
like
going to
Sunday.
church more than you value not having to do anything the next morning?
do
I'm
you
about to out
like your
myself.
do you like your personal time day,
Wait.
or do you like your church day more?
Hold on.
it
Joe
depends
Rogan is Christian confirmed, guys.
Joe Rogan is Christian.
Actually, no, he's not.
This one
I had
is.
to think. Yeah, this one is.
This is Joe Rogan from...
Now that
From
it
Christianity.
really depends on like how your week goes. Like, cause sometimes like you'll be ready for like that church morning and everything is like, man, I just gotta like refuel my tank and kind of like, just have church. And,
Your
like,
faith meter?
Yeah, get my
Your faith meter.
Yeah, sometimes that day at church,
you
like
like
that
a
message
cleric or
will
something?
like
What
help.
the hell?
Yeah, exactly.
I'd like to think, Joe Rogan, that when Jesus rolled the stone out of the way to get out of his cave, you were actually his neighbor, and you rolled your own stone to get out too. And you were born
Yeah, what am I doing here?
you
Just
like his
walk
neighbor.
out. Whoa, the
You're just
pyramids are
going-
here!
Holy shit!
Why am I alive? Why do I look like a mummy?
There's no MMA fights!
We should invent those. So anyways,
So, yeah,
work
Saturday,
days.
Sunday.
Workday weeks. Or work
Okay,
day.
so what's
what the fuck?
after
Yeah.
Friday?
Like on the tier list, like
Yeah.
second best?
Yeah.
Thursdays.
I disagree.
Eat shit.
Okay. No.
Second best.
What's under Friday?
Yeah, no, I'd have to say Thursdays.
You know, I
go,
yeah.
I
disagree.
give it to Wednesday.
Really?
Okay,
I
hear me
disagree.
out.
Okay.
Wednesday mornings are the worst. Wednesday nights are the best night of the week, except for maybe Friday nights.
Why do you say that?
Well, because when you finished Wednesday night, you're halfway through. You've got only 2 days of work left.
Yeah, but
True,
statistically
but
speaking, Thursday is always good because you're already
Yeah,
like,
you
for the
have
whole
one
week.
more day.
Thursday, exactly. You have one more day.
Exactly.
It doesn't feel like you've completed something. It feels like
Doing
now
this
you
again.
have to show up
because it's a
tomorrow.
cock tease.
Yeah.
Brother, just
Don't
enjoy
tease me
it.
like that. Don't tease me like that. Be the day before or don't be there at all.
No, I'm gonna have to disagree on that one. My Thursday, I was just like, man, I just gotta get through tomorrow,
That's what
and then
I'm
I'll be
saying.
good. We'll be at the weekend, we'll be chilling, eating elk meat and doing DMT. My two favorite things because I am Joe Rogan.
Jamie, pull that up.
Yeah,
Jamie, pull up
that
this
up.
picture of him being Joe Rogan.
So, what's the third?
Okay,
What's the middleman?
So you guys are thinking it's Thursday. I personally
That's the
think
second.
it's
I'm talking
Wednesday.
about the third.
So what's after that?
I think it's hard because I actually kind of like Mondays.
Can we all just agree the worst is Tuesday?
The worst is Tuesday.
Yeah, bottom of the list.
Yeah.
Probably Tuesday.
You disagreed with me before.
I did. I'm coming around to it.
Yeah.
See, okay, so we can all
Tuesday,
agree
because
Tuesday is the worst.
Tuesday's
right?
not even hump day.
Okay, hear me
You're
out.
just like in that desert period.
Monday is like always my least favorite day because I have to get up to work. But
You're all
Tuesday,
you're
Tuesday is
refreshed from the
Monday the sequel. You didn't do your weekend right if you're refreshed on Monday, okay, guys? Both of you need to stop turning into dads and do something with your Sunday night.
Yeah, like what, huh? Actually, no. You do everything on the weekend.
You're right, yeah. No, I'm doing stuff on it, and I feel great. I get to go to bed early.
Yeah, he eats his
everything.
own-
Why are
I
you
do
going
my
to
own-
bed
do
early on
DMT.
Sunday?
Why are you going to bed late?
Yeah, what are you
Brother,
doing on
you
Sunday?
have work tomorrow.
Yeah,
Both
well,
of you sound like dads
you
right
ca-
now.
You casting spells on Sunday evening?
Yes.
Shadow Wizard Money Gang. We love casting spells. Ah.
Huh?
Have you not heard the Shadow Wizard Money Gang?
I have not, no.
It's a meme thing.
We love casting spells.
It's fine, Joe Rogan. You're usually out of touch with like Zoomer humor.
That's okay. That's why we're
That's-
here, right?
Not untrue.
Okay, so we figured out the worst day and the two best days. So
Okay.
what's the
Well-
what's the second worst?
Hold up.
It has to be in order, pretty much.
Is it in order?
It's pretty much in order, except for the final two. So
The final
it
two
is
gets
Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Monday, then Tuesday.
Okay, for me it's Friday. All right, Friday's great.
Right.
Wednesday,
Okay.
Cringe.
I'm gonna disagree, but all right.
Cringe.
Thursday,
Okay.
Cringe.
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair. I can
I'd
agree
say-
with that.
I would say
And-
Friday,
and Monday
Thursday, Monday,
Monday.
Monday, then Wednesday, then Tuesday. Because Wednesdays drag on for so long until you get to the very end. Then it's nice, but like it's
Yeah, Wednesdays have the worst
Wednesdays
morning,
tire
but the
you
best.
out.
Yeah,
but the
it's like,
best.
yeah, it's the hump day, but you still got 2 days after that. It's really not
you
like
get like you
You
get
know-
fucked.
yeah. Have you ever been like, someone told you, like, came up to you, and was like, hey, it's it's hump day.
It's
And
hump
like,
day.
oh.
Make
It's
go
like,
fuck
has that
yourself.
ever made you feel better? You're like, oh great, I still have 2 more days.
Yeah, actually,
go out of
it
my-
has.
Has it?
Well,
No.
okay. First
it never
off,
does it for me.
I
First
think if
off-
the guy comes up to me like an hour before the shift ends, then probably.
I have to out myself.
Yeah, maybe.
I thought Hump Day was like a thing that Camel Cigarettes did as a marketing campaign. I didn't know about the hump until you, Joe Rogan, literally brought it up the other night.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah. I thought it was legitimately just a really successful like cigarette ad, like Got Milk or some shit.
Tommy, that's some shit I would say.
Hey, listen, I'm
supposed
allowed
to
to
be
be
the
out of
smart one
I'm
here.
allowed to be out of touch sometimes, okay?
No, that's Joe Rogan because he's like old.
Yeah, hi Joe Rogan.
Yeah, so we can't all be taupe.
No, he said it. Oh my god, he said it. Hey guys, listen to our worst performing episode, the Taupe episode, episode 4.
Shout out to the Taupe episode. It needs
Yeah.
a view.
It has one, kind of. Anyways,
We need to do like a podcast, have me back and then talk about Gen Z slang.
Gen Z slang again? Taupe episode 2?
Maybe the sequel.
We didn't cover every
the
word
reckoning.
The
This time it's personal.
The Breckening.
The reckoning.
ever. The reckoning. Okay, John, this is your next segment. Or sorry, Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan. Okay, so it is Thursday here on this late afternoon.
Late afternoon.
Late-
It's 2 a.m.
My guy, we're in the AM.
All right, look.
Sorry, we've used all
so-
our DMT jokes. Average elk meat enjoyer.
All right, so I'm looking forward to this certain space game that's coming out very, very soon called Starfield. And with the release of that, I was thinking we could all come together and think of the top things we want in our own space game.
Space
like,
Wars.
that was going to be my first one too. Actually.
Hell yeah.
Y'all are weird.
What? You
Okay,
don't
Tom,
want the
you don't want
space?
space whores?
Maybe
Cringe.
I've been playing too much Mass Effect, but
Okay.
I want some space titties. in my
Actually,
face.
hear me out.
Some alien titties.
Mass Effect, overrated as hell.
I am just now playing the first game.
Okay,
so
the first
I don't
game
know.
is the best game in the series. It gets
Really?
worse from there.
Really?
It's so bad.
What, Mass Effect 1 through 3? They're
Yeah.
all pretty solid.
No, they're all mid as fuck. Okay, The first game has the best story, but the worst mechanics, and, like, non-optional driving missions with this shitty thing that doesn't steer.
Okay, you know what? Now I remember. Yeah, I remember actually my experience playing Mass Effect as you described it. No, that shit ass.
Mass Effect 2?
Have you guys played the what is it? I don't know the name, but it's the remastered version that came out.
Oh, Andromeda, the shittier one?
No. No, we don't talk about that one.
That's like the 4th and 5th Indiana Jones
Yes,
movies.
like, no.
They don't
No. The remastered of 1 through 3. That's what I'm playing right now.
Okay, I haven't...
And they've upgraded the mechanics and everything.
That's super cool. I haven't touched them. Kind of spoiled on the series. I do really like a lot of what the story does, at least in the first game, but I'm not...
I'm enjoying it.
You're
so
not
far.
jiving with
It's not bad.
So,
Like, it hasn't blown my mind at all. It's definitely dated, the mechanics and everything. But anyway, things you'd want in a space game.
so actually being realistic, other than space horrors, whatever.
Right.
I think it needs to play similarly in a sense to like Sea of Thieves. I mean, Sea of Thieves is an empty kind of game, but the whole aspect of like robbing other people, but in space, is really cool.
Oh,
like so long as the
pirate.
concept is pulled off right,
So,
like space pirating
space
should
piracy.
definitely be a thing.
Absolutely.
Because
Yeah.
like that's the like stealing other people's resources and like traveling across the cosmos and like building an armada or whatever of like
Yeah.
pirates sounds cool as fuck.
Oh, absolutely. Personally, for me, I want a seamless atmosphere to, surface of the planet transition.
Yeah, you were talking about that earlier. There's like cutscenes to enter
A planet
and exit it. You
in
can fly
Starfield.
free in space, but
Yeah.
when you go to a planet, you can't just like essentially 9/11 into it and just like explode on
jeez.
the surface, killing yourself and all your comrades instantly. Very unfortunate that's not a feature.
Yeah. Honestly, no. Yeah, I like the immersion of being able to fly into.
Why did you say immersion and then like squeeze the air like there's air titties, Joe Rogan?
Immersive titties.
immersive?
So, personally
God
for
dang
me,
it.
a space game, I'd really love like one that focused on a particular solar system. That way they could like handcraft each planet in such a way so that it doesn't feel like procedurally generated.
Yeah.
I would also prefer it to be single player rather than multiplayer, because the idea of exploring the vastness of space and just like how cripplingly isolated that is
Yeah.
would be super cool.
Oh yeah.
Like
Here's-
if you could only bump into like a couple people until you got to the populated planet,
Right.
that would be really fun.
Here's my thing
see,
with that. There's
We had that with like No Man's Sky,
No.
and it was kind of terrible.
Okay, the thing is, No Man's Sky got better, and also No Man's Sky is not at all what I'm asking for. No Man's Sky is exactly the opposite of that. It's procedurally generated impersonal garbage
I may-
multiplied by infinity.
if I may
You are
interject,
correct. Yeah.
there's a game that's, in my opinion, better than No Man's Sky, and I think completely envelops the idea of isolation way better, and that's Astroneer. It's a bit more indie game-ish, but really captures that, especially when you go into the caves and stuff. Like, there's aggressive like flora, plants and shit, but that's it. There's no actual living beings other than the plants.
I've never actually played it, so I'm not sure.
Trev tried to get me to play it. I
Thinks
probably
it's cringe and bad.
I probably would have enjoyed it more if, like, I don't know, the surface of the planet is like Play-Doh, and then like there's always this large, vast cave system that's like a huge difficulty spike.
Right.
And the most interesting part of the game is you can just kind of tunnel infinitely. So I just dug
cool.
like a vast labyrinth
Like
of tunnels.
Space
and
Minecraft.
yeah, I just fucked off and dug a like space labyrinth, and Trev was like, "Why aren't you going for the objectives?" And then I never played the game again.
But I mean, that's a way you can play. The whole idea is you're just screwing around on different planets and just completely isolated. You don't ever, even in the cutscenes, we're at the... I'm not going to spoil the game.
Okay.
But basically, for the majority of the game, you don't see anyone.
Gotcha.
I think that captures the isolation, and I want a game that's, like, in a sense, massively multiplayer, which I hope Starfield is, because then it can lean more into those multiplayer elements of like raiding or like getting together and completing like group objectives on a large server or whatever. I don't know.
I'm gonna be honest. I just want GTA in space. That's what I want.
GTA and
GTA in space would be cool as fuck, and that's also kind of what I was thinking.
Something I really want from a space game is like, I don't know, it being really hard to survive on different planets. Maybe like different spacesuits being required and things like that.
That'd be cool for like different
like a progression
atmospheres and
system in a
stuff
sense.
Like
Well,
yeah.
like
you could scan a planet. It's like, oh, this is a snow planet, so you have to have a spacesuit that's acclimated to.
I was thinking more like, oh, the atmosphere is like 8% acidic. Whatever you bring needs to be able to deal with that. Otherwise, you're just gonna melt.
Right.
Or like, maybe it's a gas giant, but like the core has like gold or nuclear waste or whatever in it.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm very upset that you can't land on a gas giant in Starfield. It's something that
you can't go into it either.
No, you can't go into it.
So they're just there.
They're just there. You can't
Missed
land
opportunity.
on it. I know.
Cringe.
You should at least be able to like drive through the atmosphere part of it.
Right, yeah.
It'd be cool if like there's a
am
part in the story where you have
100
to like duck into the gas giant to like lose someone's
Or you
trail.
could,
be
you could
cool.
use it as cover. That'd be so cool.
Oh, gas
like
giant cover?
Like think you're getting raided by a
It's
bunch
like a
of like
smoke bomb in
space
space.
Ooh, and you get like a chase
You need to fly
through
through
the
it. There's
gas
like
giant.
Yeah.
there's
like
storms and shit. Like
And like the
circling
gravity is
around you.
constantly trying to pull you guys into the core of the planet, so you have to
Okay.
like, thrust
a
against
constant,
it.
frantic like chase scene through a gas giant sounds so.
Okay,
cool.
I'm not gonna lie. I was saying this as a joke, but now you have me genuinely wanting this.
It
so
would be
cool.
so cool.
It would be cool. All right, we'll add it to our space game.
Okay, cool.
You guys want to be game devs?
No.
Yeah, Mr. Joe Rogan, with all of your funds, do you think Jamie could make a
gave
space game for us real
gave
quick
you
and then
all
bring
of
it
our
up?
like.
Hey,
budget.
Jamie, how about you pull that up?
Jamie, pull that up. Pull up the gas giant. Pull up
The
Uranus.
space game you've been developing.
Yeah, Jamie,
right
pull up
now.
Uranus.
Jamie, pull up Uranus.
Jamie, present Uranus.
I think there's actually crickets outside.
So what else do you think we could add to the game?
I don't know. It would need a great loot system and everything. Because I mean, cosmetics are always like a big part of anything that I play. I want to be able to like
But you
customize my character.
You also
and
should
all
be
that.
able to like upgrade your ships and stuff. I feel like
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like it's gonna go one of two ways. Either the character part, like navigating it as a human, like the worlds and stuff, is going to be underdeveloped, or the starship portion is going to be underdeveloped. I don't.
Yeah.
I have a very good feeling one of those is gonna happen.
For sure. It'll either be like
A spaceship
Assassin's Creed
sim.
Black Flag or
In space.
in space.
In
Oh.
That sounds amazing to me. I don't know why.
Honestly, it doesn't. This sounds cool as hell.
Yeah.
I mean, the ship portions of Black Flag were mid, but I seem to be the only one who has that
I
opinion.
loved Black Flag.
Honestly, I feel like it'd be better if it leaned into the ship part simply because it's in space. Like
Maybe. It's hard to know.
I feel like a lot of these that we're bringing up are just in Starfield,
it would be really
which is kind
cool.
of getting me hyped. No, like most of this is like confirmed and everything, so it's getting me pretty like hyped up for this game.
I'm
not
really
gonna lie.
excited for like high concept sci-fi weapons personally.
Yeah,
Because the idea of things that aren't like guns or bombs, but like
Yeah.
break our understanding of what weapons can be.
right, like a laser or like
something like
energy fueled
something like
weapons kinda.
sonar and energy shit.
Yeah.
Like
I
emits
believe
wave
some of
fields that like I don't know, like crunch
Like,
metal into like black holes or
Usually
whatever.
in
That's
space, ships have like a shield, and I read a really interesting article that basically says that's not how light works. Force fields are essentially usually described as being made of photons, which, if you don't know, light behaves sometimes like a particle, sometimes like a wave. When it's not behaving like a wave, we
It'd
can
be
measure
quirky
it with...
though.
No, quarks are a different thing.
I'm
We can measure it in photons, which are light particles, essentially, when it's behaving like a particle. And force fields are always made out of photons, or described as photon shields, or what have you.
yeah.
And the idea behind it is really cool, but that's not how it would work at all. How it would work is essentially it'd be like a projector that just went out until the light faded, because that's what light does.
Right.
And the idea that there's just like this hard light, like constantly emanating from a ship, is so cool to me because that means force fields become like the coolest ramming device ever. And they're like such a neat defensive mechanism too, because nothing can shoot through it. But if you ram into another ship and their like photons are down, you would just absolutely wreck it.
No, you're right, Tommy. You should be a game dev.
See, I'd love to, but like all that code shit, like that is not for me.
Yeah,
No, you should learn to code, man.
The idea.
Learn to code?
We're
Yeah,
pretty
learn
good
to
at
code.
the idea thing. I'd like to think, but like numbers and shit, like 7, 8, 9, that shit's scary.
I fucking hate
math
you.
people are in Devore.
Canon callback funny.
I hate you.
Funny
guys.
because we talked about it before.
And it was definitely funny the first time.
Yes,
Right?
it was funny the
Absolutely.
first
Right?
time, and
Right?
the second time, and the third time.
It'll be funny the 18th time.
Yeah,
God,
hey
how
John,
many
would you
times
rather
have you-
have unlimited bacon but no more
don't
video games,
don't
or would you rather
finish that.
have games and unlimited games but no games?
Speaking of unlimited games,
I
is
hate-
there anything else we'd like to add to this topic, or do we want to continue?
GTA. In
yeah,
space,
basically GTA and space.
complex
Cosmetics.
shipbuilding sections.
I
Space
would,
pirates.
I would like more elaborate planets, not just like procedurally generated stuff, but more like handcrafted, kind of like experience filled.
I would like planets to be actual planets too.
Right.
It really bugs me when it's like Star Wars. This is Hoth, or this is Tatooine.
Right.
And it's like
It's like so
one
they all
spot
have
on.
one biome.
It's like, why?
Why is it all
It's like
built that
it's
way?
yeah, it's just like oh, Earth is the only one that has all these.
Imagine if every bit of Earth was like Texas.
Yeah,
That's like how Hoth.
You've described hell. But at least everyone's dick
No,
is
I've
big.
described Tatooine.
Actually, hold on. Joe Rogan,
Wait,
you're
you guys
from
talking
Texas.
of shit about Texas?
Joe Rogan, you're
How
from
dare you.
Texas.
Okay,
You're right.
Wouldn't you say Tatooine?
God's
Hold up.
favorite state.
Is Tatooine or Coruscant more like Texas?
I feel like Coruscant is Austin.
Oh, okay. Holy shit, we just made a more complex planet.
Oh no.
Coruscant should be the town that is Texas.
Damn,
on Tatooine.
Damn, we're already better writers than half of the people who write for Star Wars.
Well, I mean,
I wouldn't
old
say that.
Star Wars, probably not. New Star Wars.
Oh yeah, grade A, really.
Give me $5. I'll make you a better story.
Yeah.
And it won't involve side quests or force dyads.
No. It'll definitely involve a MacGuffin of some sort.
I hope.
Yeah. It's like, no, you're gonna have to go out and find this thing that leads to another thing that we can get this thing. So...
Quest items. That's what we need
Yeah,
in movies.
exactly.
We need more kinds
Yeah.
of quest
Why don't we
items.
have more movies about side quests? That's all I'm wondering.
Honestly, like, dude, I would be so down for, like, a side quest themed movie. But it would have to be like its gimmick, right? Like
You're right.
generic fantasy hero doing side quests.
Like the movie starts off, they give you like the main objective, and
Imagine
then
it,
they
like,
just never achieve.
There's all this
It
exposition.
just goes off the rails.
It's just all exposition for the first 15 minutes, and then the guys fuck off to like catch a rabbit or something.
Yeah.
It's the intro from Lord of the Rings. Myth became legend,
Yeah.
and things that ought not to be forgotten were. And it cuts to the hero. They get like the main quest prompt. They're given the one ring.
Yeah.
They just like put it in their pocket and start doing chores around town for an hour and a half.
Yeah, the movie ends. They're like, "Aren't we supposed to be doing something right now?"
That's gotta be a movie already, right?
The end credits scene
it's
just
not-
shows like the Dark Lord taking over. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, at the end and everything, you just see bullshit like happening, and I was like, "Oh yeah, whoopies." Whoops.
I had to catch 10 boars though.
Yeah. Look
Dude,
at this
I got
cool
60
cosmetic
gold in
that
my
I
pocket
got
from
from the.
that, bruh.
Puts on like a shiny gold hat.
Look at this sword I got, man. Aren't we supposed to be doing something?
All right, I think we figured out how to make the best space game ever. John, not even a month ago you started playing D&D. So what's it like?
Oh, it's been fun, man. It's been a lot of fun. I've previously not had like any experience other than one chance I got. We did a one-off campaign, and our entire party got wiped. But having a extended, right, having an extended, campaign playing with like friends, and it's been a bunch of fun. A lot of shenanigans going on.
Trev and I were actually really hoping to get your perspective on what like playing D&D as a new player is, because that's not something we've thought about.
Is it intimidating?
In, like,
is it
years.
confusing?
Maybe at first it was a little bit intimidating, but as you get more comfortable with it, it's basically just like role playing with your friends.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, improving with your best buddies, and like you can do whatever the fuck you want, and it's pretty great. Yeah. Just like, hey, I want to seduce the bartender.
Yeah, you can certainly do that.
Yeah.
That is one of the things ever.
That is one of the things ever, and it certainly
Perhaps
doesn't.
a thing to do.
Yeah, and certainly doesn't come back to bite you later.
Yeah. Interestingly, a lot of people play D&D differently. Who would have thought?
Right. I'm a bard, by the way, if anybody's wondering.
Joe Rogan.
Me,
plays
Joe
bard.
Rogan
plays
is
a bard.
playing
I thought he
as a
played like a
bard.
barbarian.
No, absolutely. No,
I-
Joe Rogan 2, the sequel.
Dude, I thought he was like a ranger, but he hunted with his bare hands.
No, we're talking. That's
That's
a
a
Bear
rogue.
Grylls.
No, the Bear Grylls.
Bear Grill.
Bear Grylls.
Yeehaw.
That's it.
Um,
No, it's been a bunch of fun.
What's it like engaging with the rule system? Was it like intimidating, big? Do you understand
Oh,
how
absolutely.
spellcasting works?
I'm getting it down more as we like play more, but it's still, you know, it's a lot of, there's so many rules to it that I had no idea. Like you guys like plop down 6 books full of like, well, actually, to do that we're gonna have to check how this works out in this world.
schools.
It's like, damn, this thing has like, you can't just fly off the handle. Really, it's like everything is tied to like a certain reality that's based on, you know, a mechanic in a book. And you're like, wow, okay, this is elaborate.
Yeah.
Very
the way
elaborate.
I like to describe it is like you're playing a hard magic system.
Yeah.
So, like, anyone can cast... anyone with enough training in a particular field can cast Magic Missile and make it look, based on the campaign setting, like however they like, but it always does this effect, and it always
Right.
costs this many resources.
Right. It's a lot more tied down
It's
than
tight.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Like, let's draw a very loose comparison. Think about like Dragon Ball Z. Think about like the scaling and like the power in that sort of universe.
If you want to call it that.
The rules are very loose. I feel like with
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they stopped like caring about power scaling a long time ago.
Which is another interesting thing. Tommy knew about this a while ago, and I recently realized this. D&D characters, even at like level 20 and stuff, do not actually scale very well at all against like anime characters or other like characters from media and culture. You could take a level 20 wizard and like granted he could cast like wish and all that shit, but like he gets slapped by Goku.
Well, Goku, I mean, that's kind of unfair. Goku is like the most busted, maybe next to like...
Level 20 wizard probably gets slapped by Luffy.
Right, yeah.
Oh, I mean,
A lot of these
Luffy's-
anime protagonists are just
you
incredibly
can-
overpowered.
Yeah, but like even taking it outside of anime, like Trev and I were just sitting down bullshitting one night, and we realized like D&D characters are very isolated
Right.
in how they can exist in fiction, because their power system is so locked and it's like so scaled.
Which is a good thing in a sense, especially when you're playing, but when you're trying to like make these comparisons, they just get fucked.
So, like, what
no matter
about like a level 20 barbarian versus Spider-Man?
Spider-Man wins.
Every time.
Without
Every
a
time.
doubt. You
Yeah.
could put 10 level 20 barbarians
I
against
feel
him,
like
and he wins.
like Daredevil is like at least worth 6 level 20 monks.
Damn.
like
That's true, with the whole, like, hearing powers and stuff like that.
Like, you could pick a low-tier character from any fiction, and most D&D characters get slapped by him, just because the magic system has
It's
to be
so
locked
tight,
down
yeah.
by nature of the medium.
Right.
So there's no wiggle room, there's no way, like,
there's no
they win
characters
by
getting
hacks.
insanely OP compared to others. I mean, there's still
Right.
situations where that happens, but you have to jump through a lot of loopholes to do that normally.
Right.
And also D&D is inconsistent because it's based on roles, whereas other characters can just kind of do things.
Yeah,
That's
like
true.
Goku
So, like-
will 100% of the time, if he wants to do a Kamehameha, he will.
Right.
And his instant transmission always works.
Yeah, there's no white mage in Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. So like, characters just end up failing sometimes in D&D, and that's because it's a lot more grounded to reality.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like they're going different directions because it's more interesting. D&D always presents you a chance to fail, even though, like, in real life, someone who trained for, like, 6 years with a sword doesn't miss 5% of the time. but that's the, like, you need to be the best at swinging a sword to not miss more than 5% of the time in D&D.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you always succeeded at a certain point, what's the point of putting challenges against your character?
Right.
Exactly.
I kind of I admire that about D&D, how tied down, like locked to.
And failure should be not all D&D players really appreciate it in that sense, but failure is a really important part of D&D, and I think characters that fail are sometimes more interesting than characters that always succeed, because characters kind of need flaws and things to like think back on that they failed to do. That makes a more interesting character than I am Mr. Perfect. I can battle 20 bears at the same time and come out unscathed.
Right. My bard going in like wanting to be Mr. Perfect and me just rolling ones and twos most of the time.
Like your bard isn't going to seduce every lady in the land
Right.
just because he's got like an 18 charisma, He's He's not gonna pick up everyone.
Right.
He might have that riz, but he doesn't have that riz.
He only got that two Z's.
What's your favorite part so far?
Probably interacting with the characters, like trying to figure out how to get out of situations with your buddies is pretty fun. And like when things go terribly wrong, like there's actually suspense to like when you're playing, because I mean you can die in these campaigns. There's always a chance.
You can't even turn permadeath off. Like, I mean, I guess the DM could technically hand wave it, but
that's cringe.
Yeah,
like tension should always be high because otherwise you're not going to be as invested. It's all about narrative and storytelling, at least in my opinion. Some people play it like it's a combat sim, and that's fine if they like that, but for me it's all about storytelling and stuff, because at the end of the day, if I'm just playing the combat part of D&D, like I could just play a video game,
Yeah.
But like
it's the interacting with your buddies and everything, and like trying to get out of certain situations and things going horribly awry, and developing those relationships, and that's probably like just the interpersonal part of playing has probably been my favorite part of it so far.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
What do you say the most annoying part is? What's the hardest part?
All the math.
All the math. Turns out
you're gonna have to.
Turns out you're not in the vor, are you, Joe Rogan?
Oh yeah, Joe Rogan. Not a vor guy.
Not a big vor guy.
7, 8, 9.
Yeah, Jamie, can you pull that up?
It's just a picture of like 7 boring.
That's my favorite sleep token song.
Oh man. Are there like specific roles you struggle with? I remember when I first started, I had like for some reason there was a mental block for like a month straight that kept me from understanding what proficiency is and what it applies to.
There's just trying to understand all of the math part of it is pretty. Actually, know what the worst part of the whole thing is?
What?
Character creation.
Character creation. So actually, that's an interesting topic because a lot of people specifically like the character creation more than playing.
So no, I mean it's cool, but all the writing down you have to do. It's like, oh, you have all of these, so write these 6 paragraphs.
It does get obnoxious
on the back of your just
paper.
like, can I just like skim? Like, can I just take a picture of this with my phone and like go from there?
The thing that sucks about doing that is that you'll forget where they are unless you keep them in a separate file. But then you also have to pull them up and search specifically for them.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it is best to write it down, but it's also like laborious.
Also, the more you do it and the more you play with the system, the better at it you'll get.
Right.
Also,
but that
depends
is the
on
most
complexity of the character too.
Yeah, that is the most annoying part for me though. Was just having to write all of that down during character creation.
It can get obnoxious. Leveling up is always fun, but
that's
the
fun.
character part, it takes a minute.
Yeah.
Well, once you get there and you've made like, I think the double digits of characters is probably like where you round the corner and it just becomes like second nature.
Yeah, like Tommy and I can make characters in half an hour.
I can make some characters without even the book. Like I just know what classes do at level 1 most of the time and like what spells to pick.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, no, I mean it's been a bunch of fun so far, and I'm excited to continue it.
That's fantastic. It's good to hear.
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to add?
I like the dice.
You like the dice?
Yeah.
What's your favorite die?
I mean, this might be kind of basic bitch, but it has to be the D20.
See, I'm partial to the D12.
Okay, well, I disagree with both of you.
If you say D4, I will punch you.
No, the D8.
Oh.
Alright.
I just like the feel of the D8, and that's honestly it. I don't have like an actual something based in reality or whatever.
The D6.
Oh, that's the basic.
Okay, now you're
bullshit.
basic as fuck. You're the boomer.
What do? Play Monopoly when you're not playing D&D?
Jamie, pull
Joe
a picture
Rogan.
up of the D6.
You had to pull a picture up of the D6.
Man.
Oh.
But no, like the hexagon on the 12-sided die is like it's so pleasing to me, and it feels so like symmetrical and nice. Like it's like picking up an alien artifact. There aren't like any die that are quite like as cool as that.
I don't know. I just like the diamond shape of the D8. It feels nice to like spin and roll.
Yeah, fair play.
It's entirely subjective.
Yeah,
What
I
is-
just like I like how the D20 feels. I mean, and you use
got a
it
lot
for
of
most
sides.
of the time
Oh, yeah.
and everything, and yeah, I just like how it feels and you know how it, you know,
We
a lot
should
of cool
do a
ones that we
dice
can
tier
do.
list sometime. Not this episode, but maybe a different one.
That'd be
If
cool.
you hate someone, you could lay a bunch of D4s out in front of like their door.
Yeah, and like they actually die. They're just better
It's
caltrops.
worse than Legos just being left over.
Oh, it's so much worse.
Especially the metal ones.
Oh my God.
That's actually a lethal weapon.
It will actually make your feet bleed.
Yeah. Are you guys gonna label this episode special guest Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. It's clickbait. You're clickbait.
you're
Hi,
clickbait, Joe
clickbait.
Rogan.
My
That's
name's
fair.
Tommy.
Yeah.
Okay, Joe Rogan, we're going to move on to the next section because I think we covered that pretty well.
Sounds good.
Tommy?
Mhm.
What's asceticism?
So asceticism is the philosophy of like what makes good art or good humor. It's kind of like the understanding of the concept of what makes something pretty or funny. Is it an inherent characteristic? Is it a particularly human characteristic? Asceticism's a very like broad and like at the same time kind of niche philosophy that talks generally about like what it is to enjoy something, why we enjoy it, and why, like, for instance, art makes us feel.
Interesting. Why so like why some people are into certain art?
Kind
Why,
of.
why it brings them joy?
Exactly.
Like,
Or
what like
is the goal of
itches
art
that scratch?
Yeah, is the goal of art to bring joy, or is it to bring escapism, or should we be looking for art that like inspires us to do good things in the real world?
I would believe that depends on the art.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think art should
and-
accomplish all those things.
Right.
Well,
Yeah,
I
depending
think
on
it's
the
too
art.
ambitious to do that because some art is just escapism, and that's fine.
Yeah, but I'm not saying all art needs
You-
to do
you
all
mean-
that at the same time. I'm
he
just saying
means,
as a
like,
whole,
art.
Yeah.
should be able
Should
to
do all
accomplish
those
all
things.
those things.
For sure.
Yeah. And you know, in individual cases and everything.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like with all the music you listen to. There's different. I find different purposes for different music that you listen to.
I particularly wanted to talk about music and jokes with you because I thought that like I could for background our discount Dollar Tree Joe Rogan
Yeah, the real deal.
is a musician. And I figured you'd have like an interesting perspective on this.
Yeah, for sure.
So, a philosopher who I'm blanking on the name of created a distinction between what they called magic art and I think it's escapist art. But the idea is one art that you do just to enjoy, and another art you do to like inspire you to do things in the real world.
Interesting. Okay.
With the idea being that we should shoot for magic art, but if your art is just escapist art, then that's kind of fine too, so long as it doesn't actively hurt things.
Right.
Picture like video game addictions, or that guy who like drops 12 hours on Genshin Impact.
Not him. Too much escapism, bro.
Yeah, I believe a lot of what we hear in the mainstream is probably escapist art.
For sure.
Yeah, a lot of pop music I would put up to maybe, and not all of it obviously, but like a good amount of what's on like the radio is made for your average consumer, who just wants to throw something on and sing a song while they're in their car and kind of get away.
I think
to a
my
place.
least favorite version of that is when it's like pretending to be deeper.
Oh yeah.
Like, and I I hate to call people out, and for those of you who like this song, I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. You do you, even if you like country music for some reason. But Katy Perry's Firework is, I think, escapists are trying to pretend to be magic art.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like trying to inspire you to do something, but like it's so generic and just gross.
Absolutely. Hey, you're not gonna get you're not gonna get any arguments from me. A lot of that stuff is designed to be as broad and shallow as possible. That way,
then it
appeals
more a larger crowd.
Yeah, it appeals to everybody. You know. But not on a deeper level. You know, it's to turn your brain off and like, oh yeah, I am a firework. You know, kind of like go on and inspire your day. A lot of the music I listen to would fall into the category of what did you say the two? Where there was escapism
and
magic into the magic category.
Okay.
A lot of it makes you think and everything. I like to be challenged with music. I want to hear something and be like, what an interesting way to phrase like these chords together, and you know.
Right, because for you as a musician, it's different because like a lot of people just listen to the lyrics and they try and like deconstruct and read the subtext of the lyrics.
Right.
But like you can actually get into, I guess in music there's a third layer under the subtext, and that's like the chords and shit.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't usually get this deep, but there, you know, you have your niche fans and stuff like. God damn.
Sorry, this is a comedy show.
No, you're all good. So I listen to a lot of prog, and a lot of prog is it's progressive music and everything. It's
for the
a lot
listeners
of
at home,
right? So it's music that's meant to challenge like the the status quo of what traditionally how you would phrase music, you know, whether that be thematically or chord wise and everything, just kind of getting out of that it's out of the box music and everything, something you listen to and you're like, how'd they come to this decision? And listening to a lot of that music, it's amazing how different chord shapes or different phrasing of like chord progressions and everything can make you feel different ways. And everything. A lot of like the progressive like rock and metal and stuff like that, they'll play like a different version of a chord, and the way they phrase that chord was like strike a note in me and everything, and it's like, oh, why does it make me feel like this? Or it'll bring up a memory, or it'll be, you know, it'll make me feel a certain feeling that I don't feel very often and everything. And I believe a lot of people like miss out on really just diving into how sound can make you feel and like take you to different places.
So and I hate to keep throwing hardball questions at you.
No, go ahead.
But to like kind of dig into that a little bit, is that the distinction is feeling, or like particularly intense or niche feelings, what differentiates music for you? Or is it more like this music makes me feel this way because it was phrased uniquely? Is uniqueness the quality you look for in music, and does uniqueness make music better necessarily?
That's a great question. Yes and no.
That's a great answer.
Yeah. You can have something that is wholly unique and be completely incoherent and just a bunch of blabbling things together, you know.
A monkey with a bass.
Yeah, exactly. You're just like, wow, they're sure are doing a lot of things, you know. Now, don't get me wrong, I love a lot of that music too. There's a lot of people who hate some of the music I listen to, and that's okay. It's their prerogative, even though they're wrong. But I guess music, it's really, art is subjective. So it really is, it's also, art is emotive, you know. I really do feel like it comes down to how art makes you feel. That is like the main thing. Like art can make you think and everything, but
what
with
if
music,
I feel like a firework?
hey, you know, that music, like, as much as we want to make fun of it and everything, and I'll make fun of it, you know, till the inevitable heat death of the universe, but like
Joe Rogan will live forever, everyone.
But that song is, you know, what went platinum or something, like it's on the radio. It's millions and millions and millions of views. Everybody knows that song. Mm-hmm. It's really popular, and yeah, we can chalk that up to, you know, her having, you know, connections with like the most prestigious producers and publishing
also lowest
and
common
stuff
denominator,
like exactly. Too. Yeah, she's part of the machine that's going to promote that stuff, but it was successful. Like, it got out to people, and it connects with enough people out the lowest, you know,
and
the common denominator. And it does. It inspires people enough to,
right,
you know,
now,
even in 2023, people are still playing that.
Right now,
like,
there is someone drinking a latte from Starbucks, and she is jamming out, and she feels that song, and it speaks to her like the most complex piece of, like, string instrument you've ever heard.
Exactly. And you know what? You go, girl. All the power to you. If music speaks to you, there's nothing wrong. It has accomplished its goal and everything. Art is supposed to speak to the soul, really. I just like to be challenged more on the music I listen to, because, I mean, being a music lover, I listen to it all the time, which means I hear a lot of the same motifs, a lot of the same cliches in music over and over and over again, and so I search for uniqueness, but in a way that speaks to me. Everything, and that can be a coin toss as far as what, you know, whether it, you know, actually accomplishes that goal or not. I definitely want to be challenged with music. I want something that's gonna take me to a different place. You know,
does art that challenges you necessarily make the art better?
In a way,
probably a subjective thing, right?
It is definitely subjective. Personally, though, to me, yes, because if I listen to so much music and everything. If something can make me feel or can challenge me in a way that other music is not, it's doing something unique and doing something that is not being replicated in other music, which gives it more inherent value to me. Because, you know, I'm always looking for inspiration in my own music. It's like, well, I don't want to be, you know, I could go home and, you know, don't get me wrong, I'm not the best songwriter ever, but I could write me your basic bitch pop song and everything, use all the average cliches that are in all your top 20, you know, Billboard Hot 100 songs and everything, and try to write a decent song. But it's not going to fulfill me as an artist.
I actually encountered something similar a while ago, because I like to write in my free time, and it occurred to me that I totally, as a writer, have gotten to a point where I could totally sit down and be like, okay, what do people like? And I think my idea was, if I wanted to absolutely sell, and by the way, this idea is free, just I guess credit the podcast, I don't fucking know. Anyone who wants it can go ahead and take it. This idea is free, enjoy. But I was like, okay, who reads books? Young adults who are forced to in high school. Okay, what's the biggest, like, hive mind in that category? And it's girls, right. Because every guy I talked to in high school had very different tastes in books, but every girl referred to, like, the same six.
Yeah.
It was like Hunger Games, Divergent,
right? Twilight. Yeah.
The
young adult, like, romance novel.
Exactly.
Yeah. You think young adult, like, you think of those books,
right? Exactly.
What did they like? Zodiac signs. Create a power system in a dystopian fiction based on zodiac signs, and write the book series with a female young adult lead. You would sell so many books. And I was like, I could literally write this. I'd be done in a year.
But that's not something you want to make.
Exactly. It would be bad art. But is it bad art if someone makes that genuinely? Like, if someone sat down and was like, this is,
not
like...
not if there's not enough... Not if there's, like, care and passion in it.
So, like, if I made it, I'd be selling out. But if
if somebody else made it, possibly,
and was, like, passionate about it,
I'm gonna be honest, though, that's a beautiful idea. for a series, and
I
I'm
like how
not
you
sure.
think, Joe.
Yeah, I'm not sure you should be putting it out to the public like that. Except you say you don't want to do that, but
Here's the thing.
that's
I feel like in the writing, at least, I don't know if everyone would be able to tell, but most people that care about the narrative and stuff would tell in the writing whether the person was passionate about it or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, how well do you think that would compare to your most passionate creation, Tommy?
Well, currently I haven't ever finished a book.
I'm talking about if you did. How do you think your best-selling book, according to statistics, would do against the thing in your dreams that you want to create?
I mean, so ideally, if I had, like, written both the book I'm working on now and that book, I'd want the book that's me to have sold better. But one of the downsides about art is you're not the consumer. You're the salesman.
yeah.
You have to get other people to read your book. And I can't get people to care about my characters if, they can't relate to them in some way. If,
It's a balancing act.
Well, you also got to think, like, is it down to profit? Is profit even a concern here?
I mean, it was in the example, but I think art...
isolate that.
If you're making art, you want other people to enjoy the art.
Art
and you
should
want...
not be
That's true.
financially driven.
It
solely.
should be.
In an ideal world, you want to create art that you write for yourself, that pleases your own, sensibilities and
Would
everything,
you be-
but is accessible enough that where other people are able to resonate with
See, I actually hate that.
it. Oh shit!
I hate that. Not the whole thing. What you said was actually very beautiful, and I respect the sentiment. But I hate write for yourself. That is the biggest, like, bumper sticker, like, generic. Like, I hate that phrase. That phrase is so lame. No one who has ever written anything has written it for themselves. They've written it to show to other people or to prove to themselves. And if you're writing something to prove to yourself that you can do it, that's you developing your skills as an artist. And if you've written something for other people, that's you being an artist.
That's an interesting take.
You can't write for yourself. That's like screaming into a cave. Yeah, you'll hear something come back, or you'll be able to read it again, but it's you. You need to express yourself for other people. That's what art is, or at least that's my belief in the wide array of thought that is aestheticism.
Yeah,
I
but you
think there's a lot of merit in that, but I think that it could go other ways too. There's a difference between writing for a broader audience and then writing for a much more niche audience, something that resonates, writing from the heart, basically, at least when it comes to writing music. Writing something that resonates with you, that you're hoping. I mean, you're absolutely correct. When you're writing, you're doing it with the thought in your mind that I want somebody to like this, I want somebody to resonate this. You are going to show it to somebody. But when I'm writing, I definitely want to write something that feels genuine. Something that's going to resonate with myself, something that's coming from the heart. When I'm writing and everything, and not just being phoned in because I know other people are going to like it.
Exactly. That's
Like
why
that.
I can't do the zodiac sign dystopian fiction.
Right.
Teenage
You
girls would
gotta
love this
think
book.
it's not just about selling the most books or making it the most desirable product, because then it's not art.
Correct.
It is, though.
It's art.
It
It's
doesn't
just,
stop being art. It just
It's
demotes.
disingenuous art.
It becomes bad art. It never stops being art. Like, at what point does something stop being art? How do you write a book that's not art?
No,
I guess it's
genuinely
art,
good.
but it still
art.
doesn't-
It's bad art.
It's bad art,
You
yeah.
did
It's-
art wrong,
right.
but it's still art.
Yeah, it's disingenuous art. So I agree. Yeah, because your idea would definitely sell a lot, especially if you did it well and you did it with care.
Ugh.
but you wouldn't
I'd
feel.
have to care about zodiac signs
Right,
for a year.
But you wouldn't.
Oh my god.
But if you made a bunch of money from that, would it feel quite right to you?
I mean,
I suppose you'd be wiping your tears with your $100 bills, and
more money, more problems.
exactly.
No, it's like this, right? Like, I don't think selling out has to feel bad, and I don't think the fact that you sold out should be why it feels bad. I think it should be, like, it kills you a little bit, like, as an artist, that you had to do that to get your ideas out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you have to make your ideas appeal to a number of people.
I would think doing something disingenuous like that can almost be a inspiration killer for you. It can turn you off from art if you force yourself to do something. Yeah, I know if I ever had to write something that just didn't feel genuine, it'd be like, I'm kind of sick.
Could I talk you into writing a pop song?
Probably.
Probably?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, well,
but
damn.
that's more of a challenge to myself, though.
Oh, okay.
It'd be like, well, I wonder if, because I write genuinely more, like, rock / prog sort of stuff.
I'm sorry, I can't put a lot in this discussion. Like, the music I listen to, cringe, by the way, is full of the dubs and the wubs, and there's, like, little to no lyrics.
Well, a lot of that music is meant to be more, like, trance-based, kind of, like, it's supposed to put you in it's more emotionally, like...
Like, the dubstep is supposed to resonate with you to make you feel, like, aggressive or, like, a badass.
It's more emotive and everything. It's kind of like a lot of,
it's a really good way to get myself into, like, working on art and stuff, especially when it's thematic. Dubs,
I listen to a lot of, like, virtuistic... A lot of guitar music.
A lot of guitar music.
A lot of guitar
voyeurism.
Music.
Joe Rogan is into voyeurism.
I can't say that. A lot of whittly music of just, like, solo guitar, like, stuff. And it's, I listen to it because it inspires, like, emotion in me. And everything can put me into different moods really well. I think a lot of electronic music does that as well. It's just supposed to set a mood for you and kind of help you either push in the gym or help you study or,
Trev, what would you define as bad art for, like, what you do personally?
Bad art for what I do personally?
So for him, it would be like writing Firework and going platinum with a song, like, that he wrote specifically to appeal to a wide margin of people. And for me, it's the same with a book. Like, what's your version of bad art?
Bad art? Well, I do a lot of different things here. I don't, like, any specific thing.
No, what's bad art to you? What's
bad
something
art
you,
to me in general?
What's something you could create right now that you would consider bad art that you made?
A messy string of notes, that's bad art. A podcast episode where we take the top 10 things off of Google Trends and talk about them with no wavering opinions.
By the way, the Colts, best football team. Am I right? Beer,
the Denver
cheese,
Nuggets, I think.
Denver Nuggets.
Denver Nuggets. I saw those a couple times.
You were asking the wrong person.
We actually did originally talk about trying to use, like, the Google Trends thing as, like, a tool, but it's so lame. And even though it'd probably
want to talk about vacations?
No.
That we haven't been on?
It'd garner probably more attention, but that's bad art.
Yeah.
And I think what we're doing here is better than that, even if it's not exactly tailored entirely to the consumer.
Yeah, I think people can sense genuine, like, when people are genuine, like, having a good time and talking about things they're interested in, and then when people are just chasing a headline or tags on Google.
Can they, though? Because the way we've described bad art so far, we've described some of the most popular things in each respective genre.
Here's the thing.
Does bad art always win?
No, I don't think so. Let's say Firework.
I love this punching bag. Can we keep beating it up?
Are we talking, like, is generic the thing that's tying this together?
Generic's not always bad either. Of course, I'm not keen on generic, except when I kind of want.
Let's talk about this. Art's trying to stand out, right?
Sometimes
it's trying to blend in.
Yeah. Art is subjective. Art is however you're able to express yourself, whether it be through music or writing or
art
however.
Is subjective. So what differentiates it then? If it's not the genericness, or, like, it doesn't need to be unique, as we've clearly described, because things that aren't exactly unique do get popular and are really good.
Art is just an expression of one's... This is going to sound so corny. It is an expression of one's soul, of one's personal thoughts and feelings into a medium.
Sorry, I just thought of that and I was like, okay, so Lil B making Swag Like Ohio, does that count as good art?
Good
No.
art? No. Art?
It does qualify as art. Barely. It made it past that finish line.
Yeah. Or let's say, what was it? Little Red? Is that what what you guys don't know what I'm talking about?
No.
The my booty hole brown.
No, you are solo on this one, Joe.
Joe Rogan, what is that?
It
We
is
should check
a
your search
really
history. Jamie, pull that up.
Jamie, pull that up.
It is a really popular rap song right now, and it's the trashiest thing I've ever heard. But
It's art.
I believe it is art, and I believe it is genuine. Because this person genuinely thinks that they are a good rapper and like that they wrote, and she can't be told she's not because she's been very successful with it, which bugs me. But it is art, and it is
So
what
this
it
is
is.
weird.
It is expression of that person.
Does popularity, to an extent, safeguard pieces of art
What do you mean safeguard?
Yeah.
from, like, being criticized as being bad art? Because
No.
if it's
No.
being viewed by a bunch of people,
No, there's plenty of
Well,
art that's popular
like,
that
I
I
guess-
can trash.
I guess it's like this. You can measure as a metric, art is better art the more people it speaks to, but art that's like created just to speak to the most people loses something about the art that takes it from magic art and turns it into escapist art.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree with that.
So, like, in order to be, like, genuinely and actively inspired by art, art should come from a person, not a populace.
Yeah. Art, I mean, this also is very subjective, but personally, I believe art should be written by a person or a couple. Once you start making art with like 6, right? You'll see this a lot with popular music. There's like songwriting credits, and there's like 6 people credited, and everything. Like once you're making music by committee, basically it's like 6 people in a room, and it's like, all right, buzzword, let's put it together. Write the song of the summer.
See, I feel like, yes, that example's bad, but, like, let's say you, me, like a bunch of other people went into a room, and we were like, okay,
am I being excluded?
Trev, you're invited to. Like, we go into a room. There's, like, 6 of us. Let's pretend Trev and I are even half as talented as you, and we can both play one instrument. Alright? So there are 6 of us. We're all jamming out. Some drinks start flowing. Suddenly some ink starts flowing, and we're making songs, alright?
Yeah.
We take some of the songs we wrote that night, and we take some bad lyrics out, put some of the good lyrics from other songs in, and just via that jam session, we create like a song that's by the 6 of us. That's music by committee, just like you described, but it's done in a way that doesn't.
That is, I should probably be specific when I say this, because you're absolutely right. And that technically that means
That doesn't devalue it. If anything,
No.
it makes it better.
No,
Exactly.
Actually, I mean, all my favorite music is by bands, and that is technically music
by committee.
Yeah, absolutely. When I say this, I mean 6 songwriters who are being paid to come in here and write the most generic pop music that they possibly can, that is going to appeal to everybody, and then just give the music away to an artist who has nothing to do with the song but can perform it well and everything, and then they record it, send it out to all the people who have to produce it and mix it and master it and all that stuff, and it becomes their song. But it's not really their song because they didn't write it.
Yeah,
It
okay.
becomes a lot less personal. It's just a song they're performing.
So, personally, something I really like is, like, parodies and covers, because I hate a lot of, like, I'm gonna call it original pop. But, like, if Weird Al did a parody of it, like, it's
Right.
one of my favorite songs.
Right, yeah. I get that.
But, doesn't that fall under the same umbrella you just cast there? Because that's here, let me throw out an example.
No,
The Saga Begins is definitely not Weird Al's song. He didn't write American Pie.
No, but he did write that version of American Pie.
Okay.
That's still weird. Parody, even though it is somebody's melodies and, I mean, that's what the melodies and, like, the instrument,
If it's unique, it's its own piece of art.
Yeah, but he's changing that art to make it personal. He's changing it, he's transforming that art into something else. Into parody.
This isn't some parody. YouTuber reacting to some uncut content
Right.
from another channel.
Right.
What about cover artists? Is that just more subtle parody?
Yes, I think so.
I think that's more tribute.
Tribute.
That is more appreciation than anything. Because I have a buddy who plays in a band here around the general area.
You can shout him out. All 50 of our viewers would probably.
All right, I have a buddy named Zach. He's in a local band called Group Therapy, and they play around this area. But they're a cover band. They play exclusively covers, and they go to different bars and like venues and everything, and they play other people's music because they're all recognizable, and they play it for the crowds who just want to have some drinks and scream these well-known songs at the top of their lungs and dance. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Would I get kicked out if I showed up to one of their concerts and shouted "Play Freebird"?
No, because I think they have played Freebird before.
Okay, cool.
If I say Swag Like Ohio,
that one you might. Yeah, that one you probably would. That mainly like 70s to 90s covers, basically.
Okay.
Never mind.
But like that's still art, but it's tribute. Like they're taking the time to learn other people's songs, and they're playing it to a crowd of music lovers who just want to hear their favorite songs of the decades played at a certain skill level. Everything.
Interestingly enough, this is something I encounter as a writer, and it's probably way worse in the music industry. Society has gotten way bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we are billions with a B, right?
Right.
It's just kind of hard to, like, write a book nowadays. Because, like, you might sell several thousand, several million copies and still not make it into the culture. It's got to be way harder to write a song nowadays and it still be genuine.
Yeah. Well, and that's where you get into chasing trends and like what's popular.
There's just so
and
many
stuff
more
like
people
that.
now.
And that's why. Well, I will say this: the music industry has changed a lot over the past, 15 to 20 years.
Probably even over the past 2.
I mean, it has changed substantially over the past, let's say, 10 years. And everything since around, ever since streaming services came on, the whole music game changed and everything. A lot of ways, for the better, a lot of ways not so. But I'll say this: the people are able to access music now because of those things that they would have never gotten their hands on unless they knew somebody who had a CD that they could share with them, who was in an underground club and had heard this new upcoming band that nobody ever heard of, and now we are living in an era where, me who's relatively unknown, I can write, mix, master in a small EP myself, promote it via social media, distribute through something like CD Baby or any of the other digital publishers and everything, and they publish it to all your different streaming services. Spotify and Apple Music can put it on, if it gets enough traction, can put it on one of their playlists. People just stumble upon it, and all overnight, by your own merit, you can become, you can get millions of views and become popular. That's just the way music works these days and everything. It has never been a better time to be an independent artist. So, but because of that, there's so many more niche genres of music and niche markets of people listening. You know, if you want to listen to shoegaze zombie metal folk.
Actually, to tie it into one of the last celebrity guests we had, part of the hit comedy duo Daniel and Samuel.
Daniel?
Daniel.
Damn.
Damn, I
Daniel.
mispronounced his name.
Episode 4 reference?
But apparently, what is it? FNAF music
Oh.
is like an entire genre I
Yes,
didn't
it
know
is.
existed.
FNAF?
Five Nights at Freddy's.
I know.
It's a whole subgenre.
People make so many
there are
parodies,
like
Jesus Christ.
I
hundreds of songs about it. Like
no.
I'm with you. I'm like, no, absolutely
I also
not,
know
never.
it's awful, but there's such
But
a
it's
huge
so
market
ridiculous.
for them.
And like I
But
actually got like really confused by it and did some research, and it's the same way with like several other things.
Yeah.
Like fucking Undertale has an
Yeah.
entire music genre built around it.
Yeah. That,
There's like SpongeBob even.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's so many. There's all these niches that can be filled now. Like if somebody wants to get into like their very own niche, they can find it, and not only can they find it and listen to it, they can become fans of it and then track their social media, find out where they're playing, and they can go to those specific venues to support these. You know,
There
very
are
obscure
FNAF
bands.
raves now.
Exactly. Yeah, so it's never been
Yeah,
a
times
better
are
time. You know,
The duality between, sorry, I have to be like the duality of you guys. Trevor, the end times are upon us. There's never been a better time.
it is a great time to be a musician. It really is. As far as like creating your own music and doing kind of what you want, there's a lot more freedom of that. You don't need the big record companies to sign you and put your shit out there anymore. Like you can do things on your own, and if you play the game smart, you can promote yourself, and you can get your own, you know, underground, or not underground, but like your own you know, fan base going. You know, get your own following and kind of build your fan base up from the ground up.
Hey, speaking of building a fan base,
Oh jeez.
we've got all of 50 views on our podcast.
You.
Wow.
You think your appearance, Joe Rogan, will make...
I'm sure you'll have many people stumble upon this thinking that actual Joe Rogan.
I mean,
is on-
he's really here. He's the guy that rolled out of the neighboring cave right next to Jesus himself. He watched the pyramids get built, and I don't know what else he did, but he was there. I know that for sure.
He's just taking a long DMT nap. Just wakes up.
He was slumbering.
Yeah. How did I stumble into this cave?
Does
that guy have nails in his hands?
That's metal.
That's metal as fuck. Holy shit. This makes me want to make a podcast.
I'm sure there's a lot of elk meat back then.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Probably more than
Yeah, probably
now.
more than today, for sure.
Unfortunately, all the elk meat is out, and we're off our DMT highs.
Actually, we're like a half hour later than we planned to record, aren't we?
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, we went pretty long.
I think we're gonna call it here. Skip the wrap up.
No, we still got to do a wrap up. Come on.
We still
It's
got to do a
podcast.
wrap up. Okay, fair enough. So, as a wrap up, we like talk briefly about like just some things we're enjoying or like really not enjoying in the moment. Just try and like genuinely connect. Trev, what do you want to talk about for the wrap up?
Labor Day weekend's coming up.
Oh yeah.
Anyone doing anything cool for that? Of course, no specific names of places. Podcast, we got to do that. But anything cool?
I might go to a national park where there are going to be fall leaves falling in a canyon and go on a date.
Sounds very romantic and fun.
Yeah,
John,
that
what about
sounds-
you?
I'm going to a party, I guess, Sunday, and then I'm probably going to be playing Starfield all weekend.
That sounds like a good weekend.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be running D&D Saturday,
Yeah,
and then I'm gonna
I'll be
jolt
there with
and
you.
goon and masturbate for the rest of the days.
Oh, I didn't know we were gonna include that part of our.
Yeah. We're gooning. I'm gonna
Okay.
goon in my goon chair.
To wrap this up, you want to explain to me what jolking is?
Oh, joke. Oh, because I didn't explain it. Okay,
No.
so this is where you take your hands and you put them in an OK sign, okay? And you put it at the base of your shaft, okay? And the idea is that you kind of jerk yourself off, but not really. Like, you jerk yourself off lightly with the OK sign. And the idea is that not only does it get you hard, but it also moves the fat up from the backboard of the shaft into like the middle part, so the cock is more like meaty in a sense, and it gets you more primed for like fucking.
Well, we're all better off for knowing
John.
that. So,
Sorry. Joe Rogan.
Joe
What
Rogan.
do you want to talk about for the wrap up?
I mean,
He asked, okay.
I mean, I feel like that was pretty.
Good to get that off our chest. You know?
Yeah, I just had to know, and now I'm gonna go ponder things. For
Also,
a
we
while.
should
Ponder
probably
your
bring this
orb.
up. This is being recorded on the Labor Day weekend, so if this seems a bit outdated, it's because we have a backlog of episodes
Also editing.
and editing. It takes time.
Yeah.
And I'm sure this is like time capsule. You could like just get an idea of how that was 2 weeks ago, because this is when this should be uploading. So just keep that in mind when we discuss these things.
It'll be
Anyways,
fun.
Cool.
go ahead, John.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna be okay. So something we
gooning and
like or
jolting.
not?
Yeah,
You're
something you
gooning
like.
and joking.
Gooning and jolting.
No, I'll probably just Starfield's about to come out, and I'm not one of those people who has my expectations through the roof, so I should enjoy myself.
Fun.
You know, it should be a fun space game. Yeah.
I'm excited to hear you talk about GTA, but in space for
Yeah.
6 hours the next time we record.
You guys ready for GTA 6? Whenever that comes out in a year, 10,
no.
10 years.
It's gonna be ass. I'm straight up calling it right now. That shit is going to be littered with microtransactions, and it's gonna be like lame as hell. It'll look great, and that'll be the only positive factor about it.
Damn.
Because GTA 5 is already that way.
I mean, it could go the way
Is
of
it?
Saints Row. The
Well,
last
GTA
Saints Row game was so
5
bad.
Online.
Yeah, it was bad.
Well, yeah, that's
Like, you guys know it
Oh,
came
I
out, right?
bought
Oh, I
it.
know.
Oh,
I bought it.
Bro
Oh,
knows
And then
firsthand.
played
Bro has been traumatized.
2 hours
personally.
of it and was pissed. I was like, I don't know what the fuck this shit is.
We're gonna personally go to Rockstar and just like eat their flesh.
Yeah. I hope they're not like that. I know that they've been going in that way here lately and everything. Honestly, the whole entertainment industry has just been taking a giant nosedive.
let's not leave
yeah,
on a
we-
sour note. We can talk about that nosedive the next time we
I can
invite
bring up
Joe
the
Rogan
booty-
on the podcast.
Yeah, we can.
That's true.
You could come back, Joe
Starfield,
Rogan.
look, Starfield's gonna be great.
Starfield's gonna be
It really
awesome.
is. It's gonna
I'll
be
probably
great.
try
I'm
it
gonna be
out, too.
playing it.
You've
I'm
talked
gonna
me into
tell
it.
you guys obviously about how great it is.
And we got
'cause I'm
D&D
gonna
this
play-
weekend.
and D&D.
It's gonna be
yeah.
such a great Labor
Yeah.
Day weekend, guys.
Pirate adventure. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be fantastic, and I hope you guys out there enjoyed your Labor Day weekend as well. I know it's a couple weeks past, but I'm sure you got something out of it.
Yeah.
Anything else before we go?
I'm gonna go fuck a bear.
I'm gonna wait.
In
Never
Baldur's
In
mind.
Baldur's Gate 3.
I
I was about to say, honestly, since you're Joe Rogan, it wouldn't surprise me if you just left out the Baldur's Gate 3 part and just went fuck a bear.
Just went and fucked a bear.
with your elk mate.
Yeah, with my elk mate. I track it in.
We're gonna cut you off there,
The
Joe
bear-
Rogan.
the bear
You're going
comes in
through
full-
DMT
I thought
withdrawals.
we ran out.
He's going through
No,
withdrawals.
you see
Oh
how
my
it works
God.
is that you lure the bear in with the elk meat,
Okay,
and then
good-
you
good
proceed
night,
to have
everyone.
sex with
I've
the
been
bear.
cerulean kumquat.
Cerulean?
I'm blue now. What's your name?
Loose manifold. You've been struck by a loose manifold.
Okay, nice bit loose manifold. We had Joe Rogan on.
Your mom's
Good night.
loose
Good night,
manifold.
everyone.